Just when you think you've seen it all in recruiting, Florida State goes out and does something so rare that it has all the experts stunned. But first, we have news on two four-star prospects trending towards Florida State. The Seminoles are putting together a strong recruiting class this cycle with 11 commitments in 2024 as FSU sits at number 7 in the On3 industry team rankings. We have some recruiting prediction machine news. FSU has jumped in the lead on the RPM for a key player on both offense and defense. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. We've talked a lot about four-star Kylan Fox, tight end out of Grayson High School. Chad Simmons put in a pick for him to FSU on Friday. It's 6'4.5", 217 pounds. Fox is a playmaker in the passing game, and it would be a big pickup for FSU, who already has one 5-star tight end on board in Landon Thomas. Fox has a commitment date set for July 4th and a new official visit schedule. Here it is. He'll be seeing UCF on June 2nd. He'll now visit Miami on June 9th. He'll go out to Boulder, Colorado, and visit with Coach Prime on June 16th. And then he'll be at Florida State June 23 through 25. And look at that date because I think it's significant. The Noles get the final visit of his official visit tour in June, right before his July 4th commitment. Now, could the Seminoles be close to adding its first four-star on the defensive side of the ball? The commitment timeline is expected to be over the summer, but I like where Florida State sits for edge Dylan Stevenson. Based on intel, Chad Simmons put in a prediction for the four-star to head to FSU, but it won't be easy. Dylan Stevenson attends Columbus High School. That's Mario Cristobal's high school alma mater. You know the Canes are going to be heavily involved in this one. But he's been to FSU 4 times this offseason, and I expect another visit coming up this summer. It's something to keep an eye on as FSU looks to build that defensive class next. Okay, on to the big news of the weekend. Let's bring on national recruiting analyst Sam Speigleman. More than 2 years after he signed with Florida State football team, 4-star wide receiver Destin Hill is officially a Seminole. The Noles' highest ranked commitment from the 21 class is now on campus. Here's what Mike Norvell had to say. Destin was one of the best receivers in the country at Edna Karr High School while earning high honors academically. He is a dynamic playmaker with game-changing speed, which will give him the opportunity to have an impact at receiver and also in the return game. Sam, you were so far ahead of this story. I think it was hard for a lot of FSU fans to even get excited about it, to even wrap their heads around the fact that Destin Hill could finally make it to campus. But you mentioned it back on a December show, and were emphatic about it back in early March. So are you now surprised, or is this just a full circle moment for you now that Destin Hill is on campus?
It was just a part of the process. Like we said, everything was heading in that direction in December when I reported it. He has been around Edna Karr ever since, working out with the football team, getting ready for this moment, kept everything in line to enroll earlier last week. He's now on campus. He is now with the football program. 2 years ago, Josh, coaches at FSU thought he was going to be an impact true freshman for Mike Norvell and what they were building over there in Tallahassee. He has elite speed and game-breaking ability in multiple facets. But now he's finally there. The team is way better off than they were 2 years ago, and now they're able to plug him in. I still think he's going to have an instant impact at FSU.
Yeah, what are your sources, the same ones that were right all along about Hill's enrollment to Florida State? What are they saying about what sort of shape he's in?
Yeah, well, like I said, he's been working out with the football team, with coaches he's very familiar with for the past almost 6 months. He showed up to Tallahassee at 6 foot, 200 pounds. That's 10 to 12 pounds heavier than when he graduated at Edna Karr a couple of years ago. The biggest thing I got was the speed is still there. I know that he's still been around the Edna Karr track program. That's one of the foundational parts of their football program and why they have so many Division I players come out of that program every single year. Destin being the fastest to ever come through the program. That speed, I'm told, is still there, but probably the biggest takeaway, he's about 200 pounds. He's heavier. He's more muscular. He's been able to stay in shape despite not playing football at FSU. I think all signs are pointing in the positive direction for Destin. He's stayed together physically. maybe even in better shape than he was graduating high school.
Do you think he'll be a star at Florida State, even though his enrollment was delayed?
Absolutely. 2 years is not that big of a deal. You know, you talk about players now transferring after a year or two of not playing, but, you know, he still continued to work out, and I'm sure he has some work to do to play catch up with the other receivers there. But if the speed is still there, he's still a 6'2", 200-pound receiver. You know, I've compared parts of his game to Jamar Chase in the past, where he's so dynamic after the catch. He is so strong. He is so tough, making combat catches in the middle of the field. Then we talk about the game-breaking speed. He can be used in a multitude of ways, whether that's stretching the field vertically, making gadget plays on sweeps and end arounds. There's a lot of ways for him to impact the game, and I still think when he gets to FSU, the ceiling will be even higher once he gets acclimated and used to the college development that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and he's there for summer workouts. He's on campus right now doing strength and conditioning with the program, so we'll see what Destin Hill looks like coming into fall camp. But Sam, you did a great job covering this story from top to bottom for us. Thanks for dropping by the Inside Scoop now that Destin Hill is officially on campus. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. And remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.